Yo, what is good everyone? Jerry Trace here, back with another video. Today we're going to kind of go over how the market played out. Personally, I don't think today was a very good trading day for me. I'll be completely admitted on that. I kind of like changed my bias around a little too much. I think I wasn't flexible with my bias. But overall, I think I played today decently well, even though I kind of like messed up my bias a little bit. So I'll kind of explain all of that today, but I think I still played it pretty well. So coming into the day, right, what was I looking at? So today was Tuesday, so today's the first day where we have a day of the week that played out. So as you can see, on Monday we traded up into this 4-hour fair value gap, right, which is also this 1 hour intermediate term high, right? This is what I was talking about yesterday, how this was a trade frame kind of idea, right? But we have a 1 hour change in state. So for now, Monday's high could be the weekly high if we're going to move lower. So that's what happened. We displaced lower. Now, what I should have done was trusted this. I didn't really trust this Tuesday's low. So as you can see, we traded down into a 4-hour bullish fair value gap, right? We traded into this 4-hour fair value gap. We trade down lower it. We sweep out Asia lows. So midnight, right? Smart money is buying below midnight opening price, and they want to sell above midnight opening price, right? So smart money, well, price dips lower, takes out liquidity. This can be a turtle soup, right? And we move higher during London. So this is a very clear London reversal. Now, I shouldn't have seen this and be like, okay, this is our weekly profile, right? This is our weekly profile because I literally called it out in the Discord, saying that I wouldn't be bullish unless we have a previous day's low sweep, which we did, right? And we have a change in state delivery. So we sweep this, we sweep another low, change in state delivery. So I was like, okay, I should be bullish, right? But the reason why I didn't really trust this is because ES, on the other hand, was moving a little bit lower, and I could definitely see how price could also move lower, as this could be a protected high, right? And it could move lower. In looking back at it right now, I should have trusted this overall, this low, right? Because it's still very expanded, right? But luckily, today price action was kind of choppy, but so it was choppy, it was range bound basically, but luckily the ranges were pretty big, so I could capitalize on it. So at first I was bullish, right? Kind of explain my thought process. The reason why I was bullish is because, well, we didn't really get a change in state delivery on NQ, right? I couldn't short ES. Shorting ES would have been very profitable, right? But overall, the morning session I was bullish, right? But as the morning session kind of played out, I started to lose confidence in this protected low, which it's still protected, right? As you can see, we kind of move away from it pretty well, right? And I'm still bullish, and after today, I am bullish. But so coming into New York session, what did we have? We had 8:15 news. We had, what do we have again? I think we had 8:15 news. I think this is wrong. I'm pretty sure we had 8:15 news. Hold up. Let's see here. Today we had 8:15 news, right? We had 8:30 news, and we had 9:45. So it was a very big action-packed day, right? So what was I looking for was one of these news. So 8:15, 8:30. I was really planning on 8:30 being the low of AM session, because 8:15 news, 8:30 news is usually the most important, right? Not all red folder news are created equal. These ones are less important than 8:30. Anything that comes out at 8:30 is the most important. So I was expecting 8:30 to manipulate, right? And since I was bullish, I thought this big wick, right? This is a data wick, right? I expected this to be a strong draw on liquidity, right? As you can see, this is a very, very peculiar wick, right? You can see how price action around it is pretty normal, right? We have some long wicks, we have some long-ish wicks, not really actually, but this is obviously very peculiar because this is a data high, right? So I thought this as a double purge, right? Because we take out this, and then we eventually take out these lows, and we fill this 15-minute fair value gap, right? So we have this 15-minute fair value gap. We have this 15-minute fair value gap, right? and so I expected 830 to be a possible double purge, right? Take out the high, and then we take out some lows, right? So this could be considered a turtle soup as well. And then 930 manipulates into this fair value gap, right? And then 945 manipulates again, right? So I was looking at entry at 930, right? We had 930 open up lower, and then we had a change in state higher. So I believe this was our change in state of delivery. All right, I entered right off the thing, and once again, since this is a pretty big order block, I just kind of put my stop loss at the mean threshold. So my stop loss went below this mean threshold, right? And I was targeting this data high, right? Targeting this data wick high, as you can see back again on this longer time frame, right? 830 news data wick, right? So I was targeting that, and I did run into profit a little bit. Got stopped out again. This is 945, right? 945 open lower. So I could have taken a trade here, right? So we took out this low, right? This is a 5-minute low. All right, we have a 5-minute low here. Inside of this, another 15-minute. Inside this 5-minute bullish fair value gap, right? So the thing is that price moved too quickly, right? Price kind of gave us a change in state delivery, right? This massive candle. If I was going to take a trade here, it would be a pretty bad risk to reward, so I didn't take that. And as you can see, price really expanded really quickly, and got to my draw on liquidity pretty quickly, right? So I was looking for another entry possibility, and we had one here. We had the bounce into the same 15-minute fair value gap. We had a sweep of a low, and then we had an inversion fair value gap right here. So we had an inversion fair value gap, and this wasn't the best trade, obviously. I put my stop loss here, stop loss below this low. There is a fair value gap here, but I expect this to be a breakaway gap. As you can see how strongly we displayed out of it. And I was targeting 830, so this dotted line here is 830 open, right? So I entered somewhere around here, got 1.51, and then since this loss took me out, I was basically break even. I was up a little bit of money, but basically break even with because I did get a pretty bad fill. I got like a fill like somewhere up here, I think. So my risk to reward is more of a 1.1, which is not ideal, right? But after after AM session concluded, right, I changed my bias to bearish. Was definitely not the best idea. If I was gonna short the market, I probably should have shorted ES, but it didn't really matter too much. I shorted, right, because we had a 15-minute change in the state, right? We had this 15-minute change in the state. CISD right here. We had a change in state delivery, right? And then I assumed 930 be manipulation higher, right? We had SMT, I'm pretty sure, at these highs, right? No, we didn't. I'm stupid. Never mind. But we had a sweep of this high, right? And then we came into this bearish for value gap, right? ES was definitely the better asset to short, but I think I did short ES. No, I definitely did, right? But how do I not remember? No, I definitely did. I short ES? I don't remember, but I shorted one of these assets, and it played out right. 930 manipulated higher, and then we swept out a high, and then we moved lower, right? And you know, it was a pretty easy trade. I think I did short ES. What am I thinking? But you know, yeah, I did short ES. I'm stupid. I recognize this price action. And then when I shorted ES, it was a very easy trade, right? I was just targeting these bullish for value gaps, right? And especially I was looking at this. This is a no wick candle, right? This is a no wick. I call this a double mark. I'm pretty sure it's called a double mark. It's basically when a candle has no wick, which represents no manipulation, which is usually not a good, because price always manipulates, right? And if it does manipulate and expands, that's kind of a weird sign. So like that's clearly showing that from the open we just try to move higher, which means the expansion is the manipulation. And I was just targeting this. I entered off of this candle here, I know we didn't get the change in state here, but like we were so close, and we got the inversion fair value gap that I didn't really care. Stop loss was really good stop loss. Just put up here, right? You can get like 2R here, and then you get like 1.5. But I should have trusted my bias to bullish. I should have trusted my bullish bias on NQ, especially because, as you can see, PM session ripped up after that low, after that run lower, right? So I think today I kind of got too immersed in all this chop, right? And it forced me, like, it kind of made me like when we went down, I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong, right? And I didn't really trust this low, which I should have because it met all my criteria, right? Swept the previous day low. We had a change in state delivery, 1 hour change in state delivery, and we expanded away from it. It met all my criteria, but yeah, I was still kind of hesitant on these trades, right? Luckily, the market was more of a range bound, right? So I was able to get a decent short around here. So yeah, so I think something to take away is just to trust in your bias, to trust in your analysis, and just to know when the market's kind of choppy, right? And as you can see, as someone as experienced as me, I've been in the markets for 3+ years now. I still can make these small mistakes that I know a lot of you guys make. So just know that, everyone makes mistakes. I'm human at the end of the day. So yeah, I just, thank God for giving me these lessons, and that, it all worked out, right? So, but now I am bullish, right? Why am I bullish? Well, clearly PM session, right? We still expanded pretty high up, right? Even with this chop, we still expanded pretty high on the day, right? We printed a nice reversal candle, right? As you can see, we swept out previous day low and we closed above it. And so this could be a possible swing point, which is a representation of us moving higher, right? So the game plan is pretty simple. We're just gonna wait. So what I want to see is price. I don't know what my trend line tool is. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. What I want to see is price at midnight, right? I want to see price manipulate midnight, and then I want to change in state delivery, right? And then for New York to just continue, right? And for New York to continue with this protected low, protecting this protected low, right? So that's basically my game plan for tomorrow. And once again, just as if you guys don't have to take away anything from this video, is that to trust your bias, right? Be firm with it, but also, be able to like change your bias if you're wrong, right? But just to put trust in your system, right? So I just want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.